Thanks again for joining me here at QuickBiz Education. My name is Dwayne Blijan, and today we're going to be looking at the case study, Skandvig Terra Plc. This is the pre-release case that has been sent to us for the 2023 Business Management Examination. So what I'll be doing is basically looking at the SWOT analysis. So we're going to look at the strength, we're going to look at the weaknesses, we're going to look at some opportunities and also the threats of the business. Now, using a SWOT analysis is a very good tool for us to understand the business and have a better idea of what is happening with the business. Now, let's first look at the strength, and here I have them. So one, they're known to have a strong brand. That is very good because the company is well established, it's well known, it's a multinational corporation, or we could say transnational corporation, because a multinational corporation is where you have the head office in one location, but there are other branches elsewhere. So it's a multinational corporation. The company has a very good corporate social responsibility program, and that can help in terms of increasing the customer retention and loyalty of customers. Also, the company attracts skilled and qualified labor force and employees to the organization, which is a strength. So that can also impact on the quality of what is being produced. They also have experience in the local and also the international markets, which I mean that is very important for the company because SVT, they currently supplies potable water to over 1 million people in Norway and to millions of households in over 20 other countries. So they have that experience. I mean, if it's a multinational corporation operating in so many countries, then I would assume that they have some good connection with the government, probably local and central government. So that is also a strength that I have here. They have a diversified product portfolio. You know, when you look at the BCG matrix, that is also important. And also at the ANSOF matrix, which is a growth strategy, you know, you need to have a portfolio that is diversified, and they have that. They also have a large market share, and they're always increasing in terms of getting more, and also there's growth. There's also economies of scale according to line 75, and you can check that out in the case. That is also important. So the bigger they get, the less that the costs in producing a unit. So those are the strengths that you can look at. Let's jump over quickly to weaknesses. So here are some weaknesses, and again, these are internal factors. So the weaknesses we would want to reduce and we want to minimize the weaknesses, whereas with the strengths we want to enhance and we want to work on those. These are internal things. So the strength and the weaknesses, these are the internal factors. So in terms of the weaknesses, there is an issue that they have in terms of the distribution channels. As from the case, they have little experience in the distribution of consumer products because I guess most of their business operation is about doing B2B, but now they have moved into B2C. There's also an issue in terms of the leadership styles because you have different divisions in different regions. And part of the case, if you go back to the case, they're having some issues there. So that could be a situation or something that they would need to look at. And I consider it to be a weakness because that can also impact on the morale of the employees. And, you know, once that is down, it impacts the overall efficiency and productivity of the employees. There's also a weakness where they might have or encounter stakeholder conflict, and that again in line 130. I mean, you want to have all your stakeholders happy because that can be very detrimental to the business. Business to customer, there are some limitations there. From the case, the filters for home purposes, which do not remove bacteria or viruses in the water, are not suitable for use in countries that have problems with limited potable water, and that can also be an issue with the company SVT. Also, the final one here that I have, and as I said, you can add more, they have limited capacity to manufacture wind turbine, and that is something that they would need to look at if they want to continue to be very competitive and to be the market leaders. Let's switch over quickly now to some opportunities. Now, the opportunities and threats, these are the external factors. These are things that are happening outside of the business, but opportunities, we would want to tap into what can be done to ensure that these opportunities can really be utilized and they can help to grow the business. So there is an opportunity where there is an increased demand for wind turbines, for wind turbines, right? So that is critical. That's an opportunity for them. The market for desalination is growing as well, and that again is another big opportunity that they might need to tap into some more. They also have vast knowledge of takeovers and acquisition. As you can see, SVT expanded into other business sectors, including desalination and household water treatment products, by acquiring other companies. So they have the knowledge of how to go about, having takeovers and acquisition. That can also be a strength, as well as it's an opportunity for them to grow the business even more. Another opportunity that I have here is that they have a new market, because now they're doing the consumer product of the WF-15. So now they might have a new market for the LEDCs. That's the least economic developed countries, what we normally consider to be third world, but we don't use the term any longer. So that is an opportunity for them to have a new market there. They also have access to technology, because when there was a takeover acquisition of one of the companies in the case, and they transformed the company in a very remarkable way. And that too, with the new technology, with AI and all of the new technology coming on stream, then this can really be an advantage or an opportunity for the company. Now, there are environmental policies and greater awareness of climate. And if the company can tap into this, then this could be an opportunity for them, given that the core function of the business is about, they have different aspects, but we could say they're in the whole thing of potable water. So, I mean, if they can tap into this aspect of, if the government should implement environmental policies, or people are becoming aware of what is happening, then they would have an advantage. That's an opportunity, because they are doing this business for years. There's also social media usage in part of the case where this is growing really fast, and this is a way that they could use to tap into their market as an opportunity as well. And then we move over quickly to threats. And so these again are some external factors that we would want to minimize. We need to be aware of them. We need to look at them to see how we can minimize the threats, and to ensure that the company is still operating at the level according to the mission and the vision and the objectives of the business. So there's threat in one part of the case. They mentioned that they had shortage of skilled employees, and that could be a threat for them, because they want to maintain their quality, and hence if there is a shortage, then they might have an issue. There is also the issue of currency fluctuation, because they operate across borders, different borders, and hence, once they operate in different countries, then they would have to deal with the impact of currency fluctuation. And because, as you know, if the currency of a country devalues, then that is going to increase the export of the country. And if it increases, then that can also have some global economic and also macroeconomic issues there. They also need to consider or to recognize that regulations can be a threat, because there are different countries, different governments, different regimes, and they might have different regulations, and they may be exposed to various liability claims given the changes in policies. There's also the threat of imitation of products, because if the WF15, if they were to produce that at a low cost and is not so difficult to imitate, then that can be a threat for them. And then the black market can also come about, and that can also impact on them. So, I mean, also the spending pattern, if they're going to look at the LEDCs, the least economic developed countries, then they also need to consider the spending pattern. And all of these can be threats. But overall, the SWOT analysis is really just to give it's a technique to determine where the business is. It's like doing an audit. And I think if you are able to go through the SWOT analysis for the SVT case that will be used in April, 2023, and if you want to add, then that also would be good. So overall, this is where we are. Stay tuned, look out for the other video. I think I'll be doing maybe a steeple or a PES analysis, and I'll be doing some more on the case. So all I ask is that you subscribe to the video, you leave your comments, and you spread the good news. All right, thank you for watching.